Hey, good evening, everybody. I'm Chuck Rogers, licensed professional counselor and licensed marriage and family therapist.
And I'm Keith Dunn, and I am a network engineer.
And together we're Tabletop Coffee.
Yep, where we are bold and never, ever bitter.
And tonight we're going to talk about, am I addicted to pornography? Stay tuned and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
And the question oftentimes comes up, am I using pornography or am I addicted to pornography?
Okay.
Now, it's against my values, it's
Sure.
against your values to be involved with pornography.
Right.
But there is a difference between using and being addicted.
Okay.
And again, I just want to say, I'm not saying that it's okay to use. That's not my value.
Right.
But there is a difference between somebody using and somebody being addicted.
So is it before we go on, is it kind of like someone who is maybe a social drinker or who somebody who abuses alcohol and gets drunk from it?
Yes. Like when you're talking about alcohol, there's use, abuse, and addiction.
Okay.
Somebody who drinks socially, goes out, drinks, comes back down to baseline living, and it doesn't affect them and it doesn't affect other people.
Okay.
Abuse is where they go out, they drink, and it does have an effect, but they're able to stop it
Okay.
on their own because they see, oh, this is not good for me, and they put an end to it.
Right.
Or addiction is they continue to drink
Okay.
when it is hurtful to them or hurtful to other people. Yeah, so the same thing with pornography.
Sure.
So there basically, and there really is no diagnosis in the DSM, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. There is no addiction code for pornography,
Okay.
but we know that you can become addicted to it.
Okay.
And there's basically three things that would tell you whether or not someone is using, abusing, or addicted. First of all, is there a tolerance level?
Okay.
If we were talking about alcohol, we would say, no, they went out, they had a couple beers, and they got a buzz on, and they were done. But
Okay.
later on, after the tolerance level, maybe they have to have 6, maybe they have to have 12, or whatever.
Okay. Right.
And so somebody can use pornography, and they once used to sneak a peek at this, and it did it for them, and now they have to have an increased amount or an increased type.
Okay.
So tolerance level has increased.
Right.
Number 2 is, have I tried to curb my use, but yet I continue to use anyway?
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm seeing that, oh gosh, this is a problem. I'm not going to do this anymore. And I tried to quit and mean to quit. And maybe even...
Just can't do it.
Yeah, maybe I'm even successful for a while, but I just revert back to continuing to use again.
Right.
So
Okay.
you're breaking those self-imposed rules. That's number
Right.
2. And the third thing is, am I continuing to use despite negative consequences to me or to people that I care about?
Okay.
Yeah.
So negative consequence, your spouse knows about what's going on, and you're continuing on with that, and it's okay to you because even though they're being hurt,
Yeah.
something along those lines.
Or sometimes there's negative consequences in the work environment.
Oh,
And you
okay.
used to have to kind of deal with this in a forensic kind of way.
I dealt with this all the time. It was really surprising what I would run into when I was checking computers of people, even in the workplace. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say that I'm using pornography and my boss finds out. And my boss has you come in, you find out, yes, Chuck has been using his work computer and visiting pornographic websites.
Sure.
My boss comes and talks to me and says, Chuck, this is a problem. I say, I get it. I'm going to quit. But yet I continue to do it anyway.
Okay.
Even though that very large thing is hanging over my head and the consequences are going to be grave to me and maybe to my family, but yet I continue to use anyway.
Okay, so we've gone through all of this and kind of expanded on all of it. Why don't we take it all down and how would you recap all of this and just make it a tight little ball?
Yeah, a lot of things can kind of be complex, not really in this case. There are really 3 things.
Okay.
1, is there increased tolerance level?
Okay.
Number 2, am I continuing to use despite negative consequences to me or to someone else?
Okay.
And
Right.
number 3, have there been repeated attempts on my part to kind of cut back, slow down, or stop the use, but yet I continue to use?
So what do you do if you are someone who is dealing with this, or maybe you're the spouse who is dealing with someone who is dealing with this? What are the next steps?
Yeah, you've really got to get some help.
Okay.
Very, very few people can be successful in dealing with this on their own.
All right.
So I really encourage you, if it's you who's dealing with this type of addiction, to reach out to various people, professionals who are experts in addictions, especially sexual addiction.
Okay.
You can also reach out to various self-help groups like SA, Sexual Addictions Anonymous, or Celebrate Recovery.
Okay.
And if you're a spouse or a partner of somebody who is addicted, you too can reach out and
Right.
see an addictions expert and talk to them so that you can get some advice on what to do and just get some support as you kind of march through this.
Okay. That's all good information.
Great. Hey, I hope that was helpful for you. If it was, would you please subscribe? Because we would really appreciate that.
Yeah, and ding that bell so you're notified of upcoming episodes.
And make sure to like it.
Yeah, share it with your friends.
Thanks, everyone.
Until next time.